welcome back to Great Day, Washington. By the way, if you've driven on Wisconsin Avenue in the past few days, you may have seen our WUSA 9 building. Well, it's got a new look. These are the faces of children who are missing from our area, and we here at WUSA 9 are committed to doing our part to make sure that their faces are seen in hopes of bringing them home.
That's right, and joining us now is the former president and CEO of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Ernie Allen is now principal at Allen Global Consulting, LLC. Welcome to Great Day, Ernie. Welcome back.
Thank you, Marquette. Glad to be with you. Chris, good to be with you.
Great, thank you so much. You're about the closest thing to a superhero I can think of. These kids can't help and fight for themselves. And then all of a sudden, 30 years ago or something, you and John Walsh, you jump in there and say, hey, we should probably do something about this. First of all, thank you for that. That is amazing work that you have been doing and that you're doing now. Thank you for that. Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, as you point out, 33 years ago, John Walsh helped establish the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. There was no coordinated national response to this problem. I was honored to be the founding chairman of that organization and then serve as its CEO until 2012. I'm really proud of the work they do, and the best news is that more kids are coming home safely today than at any time in American history.
And throughout our discussion, we're going to be showing the faces of children who are still missing now, because Ernie, you said 33 years later, the best and most powerful way of finding these missing kids is still showing their pictures. Maybe it's new technology we're showing it on, but it's the old school way of showing their faces, right?
It really is. Somebody knows. And average people doing average things and simply paying attention, looking at these photos on Channel 9, can help find a child and reunite a family. There's nothing better than that.
So how has it changed 30 years ago, then, and now? What's happened?
Well, 30 years ago, you couldn't enter missing child information into the FBI's National Crime Computer. Today, not only can you do that, but it is mandatory by federal law.
But you have to wait for like 48 hours or something, right?
30 years ago. Today, the requirement is that you have to do it immediately. There was what was called the runaway presumption. The assumption 30 years ago was if a kid disappeared, oh, he might just be a runaway. Well, it's pretty serious, pretty dangerous to be a runaway or a throwaway or a homeless kid in this country. So the laws have changed, law enforcement has changed. Most importantly, because of the leadership of organizations like Channel 9 and the power of technology, we can now put these images instantly in front of people in Washington, D.C. and around the world.
But technology is really, it's a gift in that sense, but it's a curse in that trafficking, right? Runaways getting stuck into a system that they can't get out of without the help of organizations like yours is a growing problem because of social media, texting, and technology.
Well, it's unintended consequences. This is a great innovation for society, but there is a dark side. Kids used to be sold for sex on the streets of American cities. That's migrated to the internet. Kids are being sold online today. So technology companies and the general public needs to engage in this so that we can find more of these kids and bring them home.
You do this online. I can't understand how you do that online in public.
Well, what you do in the case of these runaway, throwaway, homeless children is you approach them in the physical world with offers of help, with shelter, with kindness, even love. And then at some point, these kids discovered that they're 21st century slaves. They can't walk away. And then you photograph the child, advertise them via the internet, and sell them for sex or other purposes.
Or they're sold into work. One of the things when you were here last year around this same time that stuck with me and I talked to my son about is that kindness can be dangerous, right? Because these people prey on vulnerable children and offer them a hot meal. Yeah. And wouldn't you like a hot meal if you're hungry and in a vulnerable position? But they're using them. So sometimes I say, just because someone's nice doesn't mean you should trust them. And isn't that important to drive home?
It really is important, and not just for vulnerable kids on the streets, but for every child. Parents teach their children not to talk to strangers. But in the mind of a child, a stranger is somebody scary, somebody who looks like they're going to hurt you. In most of these cases, the people who are approaching children, taking children, harming children, seduce them, win their confidence. The child goes with them voluntarily. So parents need to teach their kids not just to be afraid of scary people, to stay away from scary people, but to be alert, to trust their instincts, to recognize that they have power, they have the right to say no.
You said be alert and also be aware, and of course that's what we're doing here, especially all this month. We're having the kids' pictures on our buildings and doing what you're doing. What can we do at home, like a daily thing? We get up, we brush our teeth, we shave. Is there anything daily? I love that we're doing this in May. I love the month is dedicated. What can we do daily? Because these kids need our help.
Well, the first and most basic thing is go to Channel 9 and look at these pictures. Somebody knows where one of these kids is. Somebody knows information that they can provide to the National Center, that they can provide to law enforcement. And then secondly, talk to your kids. Sit down, empower your children, role play with them. What would you do if this happens? I firmly believe that the best possible protection we can provide to our children is simply teach them, listen to them. Kids protect themselves with their heads.
Wow, very powerful message. Thank you so much, Ernie Allen, Allen Global Consulting. He's helping the world stay safe, so we just appreciate your time here today. And join us tonight at 7 p.m. when Ernie's co-founder of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, John Walsh, will be here answering your questions live. It's going to be a very special 1-hour broadcast hosted by WUSA 9's Leslie Foster. And you can participate by joining our Facebook Live conversation and using the hashtag Bring Them Home on Twitter and Instagram or wherever you're online.
Good, let's get these going. Coming up.